Hello there. We're looking at the surface area of a pyramid in this section 8.02. As you can see here, we have a square base pyramid, a rectangular base pyramid, and this is a hexagonal base pyramid. Now, as we go from left to right, the, the base area of these pyramids becomes a little bit more interesting. For the hexagon, it requires a little bit more effort, whereas rectangle and square are simple. So let's look at the surface area. When we talk about the surface area, we need to understand that we have these triangular faces for any of these pyramids. They all have a triangular face. So to calculate the area of that face is simple. We need to use the area of the triangle.
Yeah.
We need to use the area of the triangle. For that, we need to know this perpendicular height with the base. So let me draw this thing one more time neatly. So for that, we need to know that perpendicular height, which is perpendicular to the base of the triangle. So let's look at over here in this pyramid. The distance EM is the height of this face. Now that face being this triangle EBC. Now to calculate this height EM, we should be able to use the Pythagoras theorem, and in this triangle EOM, this being the height of the pyramid. So don't confuse that with the height of this triangle of the face. Here we will simply call it L, and this is M if in case it's a regular base pyramid. So it means it being symmetrical, then we can say M is equal to A by 2. So M is equal to A by 2. Okay, so we can find the length, we can find the area of this face. Once we find the area of this face, right, then if we can ascertain there's symmetry, then we can say all these faces are same or the opposite faces are same. Then add those areas of these triangles and add the area of the base. Sometimes we tend to forget the base because that's not very obvious. Please don't forget that surface area will include the base of the pyramid. Let's look at this video that explains the surface areas. So here, that purple face, this one, they become the side faces. They happen to be the triangle, and you can see that this being the height of the triangle, and that's what is being used for calculating the face. Okay, so let's get back to an example. Here in the second example, this was with the base A, and this happens to be possibly a square base pyramid. But in this case, the second example, we have a rectangular base pyramid with numbers here. So this is 18 units, 10 units. So this obviously this is a rectangular base pyramid, and we need to calculate the height L1. Let me call this L1, and this L2, which is the height of the face of the triangle. Okay, so this triangle E and this base. So for that one, if this is 18 and it is symmetrical, we will say this is 9. And if this is 10 and this is symmetrical again, it's a regular pyramid. So then we will have this 5. So to find L2, we'll use this triangle 12, 5 and L2. And to calculate L1, we will use this triangle E and from the FXE, L1, 12 and 9. So once we are able to ascertain this visually, then it's easy to calculate the surface areas. Okay, let's look at an example. In fact, why don't we take this as an example? I'm sorry, I was looking for another example. So let's take this as an example. Okay, the surface area in this case will be, we have two faces let me color this one yellow, highlight this as yellow, and then we have another face which is the front face, which is the blue face. So let's calculate the yellow face. Of course, we have 2 yellows, 2 blues, and 1 base. So the surface area will be the height of EM can be calculated as square root of 12 square plus 9 square. So that's the hypotenuse, and we will take that as L1, and the area of this yellow face is L1 into 10 divided by 2, and we have 2 such faces, so it becomes 2, correct? One on this side, one on this side. Let's add that with the blue area. This blue area, the L2 is basically the square root of, using Pythagoras theorem, 12 square. We have 12 square and this base 5, and this is the 12 that we were talking about. So that one with the base of 18 into 18, half base into height, times 2 such faces, one is on that end. Now what remains to be added is the base, which we shouldn't forget. The base is a rectangular base of 18 by 10, so this is 18 by 10, and that once you calculate this, the units will be unit square. In this case, we don't know it's centimeters, millimeters. Simply write unit square, or you can write square units. Okay, all right, so you can continue with the exercise 5.02. If you have any difficulty, please post questions on the Teams, and best of luck.